The Golden Challenge champion, The Storm. Full Throttle Pro Wrestling won the title. We're here at the Kelsey Theater in Lake Park, which is in West Palm Beach. Big match tonight. Tell us what happened. Tell what it was like out there. The crowd was into it. What did you think of them winning the title?
It was an absolutely amazing experience. I've never had the opportunity to be in Lake Park before, so the fact that the fans welcomed me in so warmingly really touched me, and I appreciate it. And I think that's one of the biggest things in professional wrestling, that if you can get that connection with the fans and they can get behind you, it gives you that extra boost of energy when it's late in the game. And that's exactly what happened. I had a very tough match against three amazing competitors, Marcos Espada, Mazaka, and of course the former Golden Challenge champion Chuckles. And they all brought the smoke to me. And 100%, I couldn't have done it without the fans. And I owe all of my success to my fans. But as you stated, you are looking at the brand new Golden Challenge champion.
What was it like out there working a four-way match, doing it that way against the three talents that you mentioned?
Yes. Multi-men matches are very difficult because you have to keep your head on a swivel. There was a point in the match where I thought I had the upper hand, and I had Marcos up, and we were all counting to 10 in a vertical suplex, and out of nowhere, I made a mistake and didn't have my head on a swivel, and Chuckles nailed me in the back with a kendo stick, and I still have the marks on my back. And it's going to take a few days for those to go away, but it's a very tough environment. You have to be mentally strong, physically strong, and have a ton of endurance to be able to fight through three other competitors like that.
Well, even though, too, you mentioned that move, and that's something, if you're going one-on-one, you don't have to worry about anything like that. But when you're caught in the moment like that, too, you may not be thinking about, oh, there's other guys out there, I'm doing my move.
Right.
So it's a totally different mindset, but you were able to still pick up from that, go on, and win the championship.
Yes.
What's it been like? What's this wrestling journey been like for you?
It's been the most amazing experience of my life. I'm fresh off of a tryout with the WWE Performance Center. And to say that the first title I've been able to pick up since that opportunity, being with Full Throttle, means a lot to me, because I chased this title for a full calendar year. This war started with Saeed Al-Sabah up in St. Petersburg, Florida. We had multiple matches for this championship, and because of those losses, I was put at the bottom of the list, and I had to fight my way back up to the top, and I did that. And I said tonight I would not leave without this championship on my shoulder. And as a man of my word, and as a fighting champion, I have already talked to the management and opened up this title to any and everybody who wants a piece of it, because I know what it's like to fight to get it, so I'm going to fight even harder to keep it.
You mentioned that you had a tryout. Tell us about how that experience was like and how you were able to get the tryout.
I've been wrestling for a little over 8 years now, all over the country. I've had a great independent wrestling career, and because of some of the places that I've worked, some of the people that I've met, and some of the connections that I've made, I was offered an opportunity to try out the WWE Performance Center for 3 days, and they brought in 40 other very talented individuals, athletes from all over the world, ranging from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Olympic competitors, as well as NFL football players, collegiate football players, female powerlifting and endurance champions, female volleyball champions. Literally, you name it, somebody was represented from all aspects of athletic life. And it was just a really different experience, because you're all going in there to compete for one prize, to be able to say that you were able to secure a WWE contract. But within that 3 days, you become like a small family. You're cheering each other on, you're encouraging each other, you're wanting everybody to finish every single drill and push harder than you could push just to finish. So as much as you were there for yourself, you were there for the whole group. And we all competed, we all finished strong, and I was just very honored and very proud to be a part of the opportunity and be a part of that group.
Did you feel like you had an advantage because you were coming with the pro wrestling background compared to some that maybe didn't have that?
No, I don't feel like there was any advantage or disadvantage. As I said, there were 41 of us. There was about half of us who were professional wrestlers throughout the independent circuit, and the other half were pro athletes. And one of the wonderful things that I love about professional wrestling and sports entertainment is, especially the WWE, they look for athletes they look for world-class athletes. It's not just, can you wrestle? It's, can you compete at the highest levels throughout the entire world? Can you entertain a crowd? There's so much more. And that's the one thing that I loved and appreciated, is I was able to go out and compete against athletes and hang with those athletes and surpass some of those athletes from different aspects of the entire world. And I feel like that's where I succeeded, is that I was able to compete with those top athletes throughout the world. I'm hoping positive things come from it, but at the same time, just to be able to say that I had the opportunity to be invited, that's a huge success in my career.
Will this lead to something possibly? Have you worked any NXT shows as a talent coming in and
I've
being
done some
part of the
extra
Dark
shows.
Match?
Yes, I've done some extra shows with Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Never say never.
Did you get any feedback from them after your tryout?
Yes, I got some decent feedback from some of the assistant coaches and some of the talent that were there helping out. I had a really good tryout match with another very talented performer, and I got a bunch of really good feedback and critiques from some of the current NXT superstars.
Where do you go from here?
It's a great question. I've got a lot of good shows coming up that I'm really excited about. I've got the River City Wrestling Convention June 29th in Jacksonville, Florida, which I'm going to be very proud to be representing not only Full Throttle Pro Wrestling, but USWA up in Jacksonville as well. And I'm looking forward to meeting, some of my childhood heroes, the Tully Blanchards, the Arn Andersons, the Kevin Nashes. But as well, I'm looking to take any opportunity I can get at having a really good match there and showing them why I was invited and why I am considered one of the best wrestlers in the Southeast.
That's something you built on, and I was going to mention that because you are one of the top talents, not in just the Southeast, but you're one of the top talents going today on the Indies, and you're getting a lot of work.
Yes.
And we've seen it in South Florida with Blueprint Pro and other places. You've been all over. For you at this stage of your career, is it okay? You mentioned having a tryout with WWE and at the Performance Center. AEW is just starting, and they're based in Jacksonville. Ring of Honor's out there. There's New Japan Pro Wrestling. Those are the bigger ones we all know of. And there's so many other great promotions that are around. For you, is international travel something that you haven't done that you want to do and wrestle there? Is that sort of on the bucket list? What is it coming up for you?
100%. My goal getting into this has changed so many times.
Why is that?
Honestly, to be 100% honest with you and the world, I did not take it as serious as I should have the first couple years that I was in it. When I lived in Iowa, my goal was only to be good enough to work for the promotion that I trained with. If I could get on their monthly shows, I thought I was a success.
You were happy with that.
And then I moved to Florida, not for wrestling. I thought I was done. And when I met Steve Kern in Tampa, I was managing the gym that he goes to. We started to talk, we became friends. He invited me to the FCW shows before they moved to Orlando. And he had introduced me to new promoters. And he found out that I was a wrestler, and he was like, I want you to continue to do this. You need to do this. You need to do this. And he mentored me, and he helped me a lot amongst a lot of other guys. And it lit a fire up under me, because then my goal became, I want to be able to make the guys like Steve Kern, Al Perez, Bob Cook, those legends of Florida wrestling, I really wanted to impress them. And if they could think I was any good, if they could give me their respect, if I could earn that respect from them, then I was successful. Well, then I did that. By the time I earned their respect, I started to get bookings all over the country. I started to really move around and get a name and a recognition. And then I got the opportunity to be inducted into the Cauliflower Alley Club in 2018 as an active men's wrestler. And then it changed again, because not only did I earn the respect of my closely related peers, I earned national respect, international respect. I earned respect from people I didn't even know that had been following, because it's not like you can just know somebody and get into the Cauliflower Alley Club. It goes to a board of trustees. They have to do a background check on your character, on your work ethic, and on people who really want to know who you are. And then being inducted into the Pro Wrestling Illustrated.